and it helps us a lot in order to enhance our vocabulary, and it also improve our speaking. So let's get started. What can you say about a 25-year-old girl who died? That she was beautiful and brilliant, that she loved Mozart and Bach and the Beatles and me. Once, when she specifically lumped me with those musical types, I asked her what the order was, and she replied, smiling, alphabetical. At the time, I smiled too, but now I sit and wonder whether she was listing me by my first name, in which case I would trail Mozart, or by my last name, in which case I would as in there between Bach and the Beatles. Either way, I don't come first, which for some stupid reason bothers hell out of me, having grown up with the notion that I always had to be number one. Family heritage. Don't you know? In the fall of my senior year, I got into the habit of studying at the Radcliffe Library. Not just to eye cheese, although I admit that I liked to look. The place was quiet, nobody knew me, and the reserve books were less in demand. The day before one of my history hours exams, I still hadn't gotten around to reading the first book of the list, an endemic heart disease. I ambled, I, I ambled over to the reserve desk desk to get one of the tomes but would bail me out on the morrow. There were two girls working there, one a tall tennis anyone type, the other a bespectacled mouse type. I opted for mini four eyes. Do you have the warning of the Middle Ages? She shot a glance up at me. Do you have your own library? She asked. Listen, Howard is allowed to use the Radcliffe Library. I'm not talking legality, preppy. I am talking. I am talking ethics. You guys have 5 million books. We have a few lousy thousands. Christ, a superior being type, the kind who thinks she's the ratio of Radcliffe to Harvard is 5 to 1. The girls must be 5 times as smart. I normally cut these types to ribbons, but just then I badly needed that goddamn book. Listen, I need that goddamn book. Wurza, please watch your profanity, Prepe. What make you so sure I went to prep school? You look stupid and rich, she said, removing her glasses. You are wrong, I protested. I'm actually smart and poor. Oh no, Prepe. I'm smart and poor. She was staring straight at me. Her eyes were brown. Okay, maybe I look rich, but I wouldn't let some cliffy, even one with pretty eyes, call me dumb. What the hell make you so smart? I asked. I wouldn't go for coffee with you, she answered. Listen, I wouldn't ask you. That, she replied, is what makes you stupid. Let me explain why I took her for coffee by shrewdly capitulating at the crucial moment by pretending that I suddenly wanted to. I got my book, and since she couldn't leave until the library closed, I had plenty of time to absorb some pithy phrases about the shift of royal dependence from cleric to lawyer in the late 11th century. I got and a minus on the exam. Coincidentally, the same grade I assigned to Janice Legs when she first walked from behind that desk. I can't say I gave her costume an honor grade. However, it was a bit too boohoo for my taste. I especially loathed that Indian things she carried for a handbag. Fortunately, I didn't mention this as I later discovered it was of her own design. We went to the Midgate restaurant, a nearby sandwich joint which, despite its name, it is not restricted to people of small stature. I ordered two coffees and a brownie with some ice cream for her. I'm Jennifer Cavalieri, she said, an American of Italian descent, as if I wouldn't have known, and a music major, she added. My name is Oliver, I said. First or last? She asked. First, I answered, and then confessed that my entire name was Oliver Barrett. I mean, that's most of it. Oh, she said, Barrett, like the poet. Yes, I said. No relation. In the pause that ensured, I gave inward thanks that she hadn't come up with the usual distressing question. Barrett, like the hall, for it is my special Alberto's to be the guys that built Barrett Hall, the largest and the ugliest structure in Harvard Yard. A colossal monument to my family's money, vanity, and flagrant Harvard, Harvardism. After that, she was pretty quiet. Could we have run out of conversation so quickly? Had I turned her off by not being related to the poet? What? She simply sat there, Sammy smiling at me for something to do. I checked out her notebooks. Her handwriting was curious. Small, sharp little letters with no capitals. Who did she think she was? Cummings. And she was talking some pretty snowy courses. Music 201 isn't a graduate course. She nodded yes and was not very good at masking her pride. Renaissance polyphony. What's polyphony? Nothing sexual preppy. Go. Why was I putting up with this? Doesn't she read the crimson? Doesn't she know who I am? Hey, don't you know who I am? Yeah, she answered with a kind of disdain. You're the guy that owned Barrett Hall. She didn't know who I was. I don't own Barrett Hall. I quibbed. My great grandfather happened to give it to the Harvard. So his not so great grandson would be sure to get in. That was the limit. Jenny, if you are so convinced I'm a loser, why did you bulldoze me into buying you coffee? She looked me straight in the eyes and smiled. I like your body, she said. Part of being a big winner is the ability to be a good loser. There's no paradox involved. It's a distinctly Harvard thing to be able to turn any defeat into victory. Tough luck, Barrett. You played a halwa game. Really? I'm so glad you fellow took it. I mean, you people need to win so badly. Of course, an out trip is better. I mean, if you have the option, the last minute score is preferable. And I walked Jenny back to her dorm. Go, Bunny, go, go, go. I had I had not despaired of ultimate victory over this snotty Radcliffe Beach. Listen, this snotty Radcliffe Beach Friday night is the Dartmouth hockey game. So I'd like you to come. She replied with the usual Radcliffe reverness for sport. Why the hell should I come to a lousy hockey game? I answered casually. Because I'm playing. There was a brief silence. I think I heard snow falling. For which side? She asked. And the first chapter is over. And tomorrow we will read the second chapter. Okay, friends? So practice your reading if you want to. In this way, friends, you have to read, and reading is very important if you want to improve your English, if you want to speak fluent English. I know that I have making so many mistakes, and now what I am doing, and now what I am going to do. I just underline those words which meanings are not clear, and I search the meanings of these words in Google. Okay, friends, and you have to also do this.